Hey Jessica, sending love back. I definitely think coming into the house, I wanted and chose a difficult route. You, out of all people, know that there's just so much incentive to just start playing through self-preservation and selfishness. And I wanted to not immediately bandwagon on that. I really wanted to, send a bigger message and try to emphasize teamwork and, work hard in a way that people could see as naive, but it's only viewed in that way because it's the harder route. And I went ahead and took it, even though I knew it could cost me my game. So when I threw people under the bus, it was information that was already perceived, readily available, and through previous conversations was anticipated by Kyle and Turner, who I knew already abandoned ship and betrayed everyone else going back in that house. So in no way was I initially fully betraying those people. It was never information that they didn't already assume or have presumptions about, or Kyle just hasn't gotten around to disclosing. Um, Especially with me there, their conversations were limited, but going back in there, I could definitely tell those four created something and were working together. So playing a new second half with Direfest would have definitely been debatable and under the circumstances of what I walked back into in the house. If the leftovers were truly over, then, that's exactly what I would have done. I would have had to, see the situation before I moved forward. So that's hard to predict, the same way the leftovers started betraying and died in the yard, the same thing could have happened in Brochella. So I had to anticipate for that. So I might as well talk about it. Also, for final two, the more I played and got to know people, I thought it would either be Monty or Taylor. And that's because those are people I wanted to drag towards the end as far as I can, because if I didn't win, I wanted them to. Um, who has the best game so far? That is a really good question. I would put um, Michael in the top. Next to, I would put Michael, Taylor, Monty in the top, followed by the middle being Kyle, Alyssa, Terrence, and then followed by Britton, Turner, and Brittany.
I regret
Oh, I
voting
forgot about Jasmine. Jasmine with Kyle Turner.
with Kyle and Turner. Okay.
There are honestly no. Still, I have no regrets. I tried playing a game that I felt like was true to me in the moment, and it's hard to make decisions in the moment, but it would have been just as hypocritical for me to have these expectations for Kyle, but then I couldn't live up to them, such as expecting that he could possibly send his showman's home, but I couldn't send my best friend home. I think that would have been extremely hypocritical of me. And that's why, although I love Indy and it kills me to send her home, I had expectations for people to send loved ones home as well. And, who am I to hold people accountable to do that? And then I can't do it myself. And I have no regrets in the game because every time I made a decision, I felt like under the circumstances, I made a decision that I could live with. So I was definitely considered a physical threat, and I try to always lay low and stay under the radar as much as I can. In competitions, I will be truly honest, giving my all wasn't something I initially wanted to do because I would start putting blood in my hands, and I felt relatively comfortable in my social game, which is what I was primarily prioritizing. So I definitely on the wall specifically was like, here I feel comfortable. I probably shouldn't highlight that I'm able to win comps as well as have a pretty decent social game. So I definitely wanted to fly more under the radar. And I think my biggest move in that game was starting the leftovers, piecing together that there were an alliance I was not a part of with the Amira situation and the Amira vote. I think that was probably the biggest move and a turning point was when Pooch left. Turner and I had no idea what was going on. I tried piecing together the crumbs I could pick up, and then that's how I, started that conversation with everyone and wanted to create the leftovers with everybody. Thank you.